The story begins by taking us back to the chilling era of the Cold War. The world was divided between America and Russia, and tensions were reaching a breaking point. Deep inside Russia, a secret group called Patriot worked in the shadows. They were not just making weapons, they were performing dark experiments on people and animals. Their goal was to create super soldiers who could protect the country at any cost. Most of these projects ended in total disaster, leaving behind nothing but ruined lives. However, a few experiments beat the odds and worked. These rare survivors gained powers like gods, becoming the first real superheroes. But just as they were making progress, a violent, mysterious explosion blew up the lab. In an instant, the superhero projects were gone, and every scientist disappeared without a trace. The world believed the danger was over, but the nightmare was only starting. Years later, we see the Russian military testing a new version of AI-controlled robots. Tanks and helicopters gather at the testing grounds for a normal demonstration. Suddenly, the machines turn on their creators without any warning. The AI robots begin a brutal attack, crushing tanks and knocking helicopters out of the sky. The army tries to fight back, but they are completely beaten by their own technology. Every officer and worker on the field is killed one by one. This was not a computer error, it was a cold, planned attack. Behind this chaos stands Dr. Algus, a former scientist from the Patriot group. He has turned himself into a terrifying cyborg with a single, deadly power. He can control any machine just by thinking about it. After watching his robot army finish the job, Algus simply disappears into the night. The Ministry of Defense calls a meeting led by Major General Nikolai. He tells the dark history of Dr. Algus, who ran the Patriot Technical Department in 1940. Back then, Algus was obsessed with a project called Model 1. He wanted to control machines from a distance, but the project failed. When Patriot shut him down, his sadness turned into a deep, poisonous hatred. He grew jealous of Professor Victor, who was successful in creating living superheroes. Driven by anger, Algus tried to steal Victor's research, leaving a trail of bodies behind him. He was caught and put in prison, but a cage could not hold a man like him. He escaped and went back to his old lab to continue his twisted work in secret. When the military finally found him, Algus was waiting for them. He had filled the entire building with explosives, turning his lab into a death trap. As the soldiers broke through the doors, the building blew up in a giant fireball. The military thought Algus was dead, buried under tons of concrete and steel. They were wrong. The explosion did not kill him. Instead, it mixed with the experimental chemicals to change his body. He came out of the ruins as a cyborg, more powerful and more dangerous than ever before. Realizing the normal army is useless against him, the government makes a desperate move. They decide to find the original superheroes from the Patriot era. They believe these forgotten legends are the only ones who can stop Algus. The Ministry of Defense officially starts Patriot again, putting Major Elena Larina in charge. She calls her special team the Guardians and starts looking for the survivors. Her team finds the first hero at an old, quiet temple in Armenia. His name is Lur, and he has spent decades living as a lonely monk. When Elena asks him to come back, Lur's answer is cold and full of pain. He uses his power to lift giant rocks into the air, proving his strength has not faded. However, the moment he hears the name Dr. Algus, his anger grows. This is no longer about duty, it is about settling an old score. Lur agrees to join the mission to finally get his revenge. Next, we find a man named Khan in a fast desert car chase. Armed agents try to block him in with their cars, but Khan moves like a blur. He has super speed and uses two swords that can cut through thick steel. In a split second, he slices the cars in half like they are made of paper. Before the dust clears, Lur appears and offers him a chance to hunt Algus. Khan does not need much convincing. He joins the team with a quiet, deadly nod. The hunt then moves to the frozen woods of Siberia. The military finds Arus, a man living in a lonely, broken cabin. As the soldiers get close, Arus turns into a giant, terrifying beast. He begins attacking the troops until he sees Khan and Lur. After learning the target is Algus, the beast joins the group. The final piece of the puzzle is found at a circus in Moscow. A performer named Zenia shocks the crowd by disappearing into a pool of water. She has the special ability to become invisible when she is underwater. After her show, Khan surprises her in her dressing room, causing a short, violent fight. Lur eventually steps in to stop the fighting. Arus explains a shocking truth to Zenia. They have not aged a day in 40 years. Their powers have kept them frozen in time while the rest of the world moved on. This shared curse creates a bond between them. Zenia decides to join them, hoping to find the man who stole her normal life. Back at the base, Zenia explains that her memory is totally blank before 1978. She was found near a pool with only a ring to identify her. Because she does not age, she had to live like a ghost, moving all the time to avoid being noticed. She shows off her powers, proving she can turn invisible and control her body temperature. Suddenly, a scout reports that Dr. Algus has been found. He is hiding in a large junkyard, using the scrap metal as a fort. The Guardians move in during a heavy rainstorm. Zenia uses the water to sneak ahead, while the others move around the sides. But the trap is already set. Algus has given his guards special vision to track Zenia's heat. They hit her with a freezing weapon, locking her in place. The rest of the team has no better luck. Khan and Arus fight hard, but they are overwhelmed by high-tech weapons. A soldier manages to hit Khan with a strong drug, knocking him out instantly. Arus is tricked into a cage and caught before he can react. Lur tries to use the ground itself as a shield, causing a small earthquake. However, Dr. Algus arrives in person to end the fight. Lur's stone attacks bounce off the cyborg's strong body. Algus beats Lur badly and breaks his back, leaving him hurt in the mud. He locks the heroes in a magnetic room and laughs at their failure. He offers them a chance to switch sides, but they refuse to work for a monster. With the heroes gone, Algus starts his final attack on Moscow. He uses his mind to take over every tank and drone in the city. The streets become a war zone as the stolen machines fire on innocent people. As the world watches the destruction, a dark secret is revealed. Major General Nikolai had made a secret deal with Algus. He promised to give him the superheroes if Algus let him keep his power. But Algus has no interest in deals with weak men. He kills Nikolai without a second thought, proving his goal is to rule the entire world. He pulls up a massive radio tower and moves it toward the Federation Tower. He plans to take over the entire Russian satellite network. If he succeeds, he will have total control over every machine on the planet. Meanwhile, Major Elena manages to save the broken Lur and bring him back. When he wakes up, he shares a sad vision of his daughter. He watched her grow old and die while he stayed young forever. This sadness has left him crushed, but a new hope arrives. Professor Victor comes out of hiding, realizing he is the only one who can help. He begins treating Lur's injuries and gives the location of the main lab. Elena's team attacks the facility, killing the guards and freeing the other Guardians. Arus says he is afraid that he is losing his human side to the beast. Elena promises him that they will find a cure once Algus is defeated. Inside the lab, Professor Victor meets his old rival. He tells Algus that working alone was his biggest mistake. Algus, blinded by his own pride, claims he is the only true genius. He poisons Victor with gas and runs to the tower to turn on the transmitter. Major Elena calls for a jet strike, but Algus hacks the planes while they are in the air. He turns the jets into scrap metal before they can fire a single shot. On a nearby roof, Khan tells a dark secret to Elena. He once killed his own brother after losing control of his speed. This guilt makes him fight even harder to protect the world. Elena reveals she has made advanced battlesuits for each hero. Arus gets a cannon connected to his body. Zenia gets a suit that lets her disappear without needing water. Lur's gear includes special stones to make deadly whips, and Khan's suit is now bulletproof. They spend an hour in hard training, learning how to use their new gear. Time is running out as Algus prepares the final satellite link. Elena's plan is simple but dangerous. They must take down the tower's energy shield so the military can fire a missile. Everyone must be out before the hit, or they will die with the tower. Lur gets into the first tower through a tunnel, using his electric whip to clear the path. Arus and Zenia take the second tower, using the new cannon to blast through the guards. Khan arrives by plane, but Algus sends a swarm of robots to stop him. His plane is torn apart, forcing him to make a dangerous jump. On the high pipes, the team is stuck under heavy fire. Arus almost falls to his death, but Lur catches him with a stone shield. Khan drops from the sky, cutting the support beams and sending the guards falling. Elena finds the dying Professor Victor, who gives her one last piece of advice. The heroes must join their energy into a single hit to win. Zenia reaches the center and grabs the generator, handling painful heat to cause a short circuit. The shield falls, and the military prepares to fire. However, the Guardians choose to stay and finish the job themselves. They face Algus in a final battle, but he is too strong. He shuts down Arus' cannon and breaks Lur's whip with his bare hands. Even Khan's speed is not enough to get past his energy fields. Just as hope fades, Zenia turns Lur invisible for a surprise attack. Algus is stunned for a moment, but he pushes them back with a giant burst of energy. Arus goes into full beast mode, but even he is knocked down by one punch. The military fires their missiles, but Algus takes control of them midair and blows them up. He takes control of a nearby plane to crush the heroes, but Khan cuts the rope. They all fall into the river below, gathering for one last stand. Following Victor's plan, the heroes link up and give all their power to Lur. The air shakes as Lur becomes a container for their combined strength. He lets out a bright beam of pure energy at the towers. The explosion is massive, destroying Dr. Algus and the facility. The news gives the military credit for the win, keeping the Guardian's identity a secret. Zenia's memory finally comes back, and the team gets ready for the future. Elena reveals there are more heroes out there waiting to be found. True strength strength is not found in one person's power but in the unity of a team. If you liked this movie story, make sure to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Do not forget to subscribe for more looks into the world of legendary heroes.